Welcome, everyone, to another episode of the Lorepod podcast. I'm your host, Dakota Morgan, coming to you from Phoenix, Arizona. Today, this is an episode of celebration, one might say. To the people involved in the lore, though, not so fucking much. Of course, we're going to be talking about aliens, because Alien Earth is coming out on fucking Hulu with this episode coming out. It's going to be coming the week of that release. And guess what, everybody? Alien Earth is going to be fucking awesome, and I can't wait to cover it here on the channel, that TV show coming out. And it is, of course, Alien, we're talking about xenomorphs. Today's American culture, by the way, you never fucking know. But we're talking about the xenomorph actual aliens. That's the most political I will get on this fucking show. Living in the United States currently at the moment, fuck, it's an achievement. But, of course, so we're going to be diving into Alien Romulus, the latest movie, though, on the Alien franchise, who fucking brought it back and killed it, might I add. And Alien Romulus, of course, had a comic book prequel. A little tangent, in case you didn't know, Marvel Comics, of course, were owned by Disney. Disney purchased Fox. Disney owns Alien franchise because of Fox owned Aliens, Predator, all the shit like that, too. There has been recently Planet of the Apes, Marvel Comics. Predator, of course, has been Predator crossovers with Avengers and the Marvel comics, basically, just in general. Their own standalone stories in the universe. And, of course, aliens, the xenomorphs, are having their own as well, too. They've had many different stories, at least 4 or 5 I can think of off the top of my head, a new type of alien queen, all the new shit there, too, and they're all really, really fucking good. And they've, of course, done Aliens versus the Avengers recently. I love the I have to read that and then cover it here on the channel. But I love the Aliens comic books. They're so good. And people are worried because, it's this, but it has a 20th Century Fox logo on it and a Marvel logo. They're worried it's not going to be Aliens. They don't give a shit. They talk about dark stuff. They get gory. They get all the shit like that, too. And it's Aliens. It feels like the Dark Horse days with it, almost, in a way, with those solo books. And I believe they get they need so much more fucking recognition. And if you all like this episode and you listen to it, then guess what? We'll cover those storylines. Maybe we'll cover the Predator ones with a girl who's a mercenary who becomes a female Predator hunter. Maybe we'll cover Aliens versus Avengers. I mean, we're going to cover that anyway, but we're going to cover today, though, an issue that came out, the Alien Romulus prequel comic that did explain what the fuck happened to Romulus Station, because we're all curious. And to be honest with you, I'd probably pay to watch the movie / TV show / mini movie. Short. I'd pay for that. I'd pay for all of it. I mean, yeah, I'd pay for that. So today we're going to be talking about it here, the lore behind the Alien Romulus prequel. It starts out, of course, in the Reduculus system, near the moon LV-426, where the first Alien movie did happen. Of course, this takes place a few months after the events of Alien. And if you remember the events of Alien, the xenomorph was shot out from Ripley's ship, her escape pod. She shot it out there, her and her cat. The cat of fucking balls to steal that cat. I love that fucking cat so goddamn much. But they shot it out of their escape pod, and it just went flying into space, such as the Alien Queen. Which makes me think the Alien Queen is still out there. Shit. This is how they're going to do so much more shit. Is they're going to capture that? Oh, fuck me up the ass. I should also make it clear, too, if you go in the history logs of the Lorepod podcast, we did cover, if you like in this episode so far, we did cover the Aliens Colonial Marines video game that was in canon and now is not in canon. But we did cover the whole storyline of that video game. Go check it out, everybody. I highly fucking recommend you check that episode out because we cover that video game. I love that game from back in the day, from the mid-2000s. Fucking awesome. Was a sequel to the Aliens movie and was a lot better than Alien 3. Just gotta put that out there. So, of course, diving back into the story takes place there. The alien body is recovered by the Renaissance Space Station, a.k.a. run by Weyland-Yutani. And they recovered this giant cocoon that we saw in the movie. The cocoon was made from the 4 basic materials of life. And they determined, the scientists, of course, let's open it up here. We know this thing happened. The ship that was carrying it fucking exploded. There was one survivor, at least. We know all this shit. And they know that now. And so, that's why in Aliens, they fucking knew what happened and shit too, and they played it off. And you could easily you're like, what the fuck? And, of course, so they determined that the alien made its cocoon from resin that was secreted from the body to preserve itself, which is fucking metal as hell. Again, the queen is out there somewhere from the end of Aliens. And the alien queen is a fucking beast, and we need to bring it back. And of course, when they open it, though, they do discover the xenomorph. Security, a.k.a. held by Hela here, was determined that we should fucking probably kill it. And of course, the scientists do stop her. One of which being Rook, the synthetic that we do see in the Alien Romulus movie, whose model is based upon the first synthetic that we see in the Alien movie. Which, by the way, I know they use de-age and AI tech for that. They still did shit with the family member of that actor. They did stuff with his family and stuff to make sure it was okay. All the shit like that as well for the storyline, and they made it work very fucking well, by the way. Very fucking well. Almost better than Tarkin, by the way. I should make that clear. Now, of course, Rook and the scientists do stop her and the security, Hela and the security there, because they want to kill it because they don't fucking trust it. They're like, this thing needs to fucking die. And of course, they are correct. It needs to. But they decide not to. The scientists stop because they want to use it as a weapon. Rook goes on a whole rampage, of course, talking about how, well, if humanity wants to kill itself and use this thing as a weapon, then we will gladly apply and just give synthetics an order and we will comply and carry it out for you. Which should have been a thing. If comic-wise you're not able to read the sarcasm as much, but hopefully it was fucking sarcasm, because if not, I would shut that synthetic fucking down. But we all know with the Rook synthetics, they weren't working as well back then. Now, they did learn after studying the body, which didn't move. It did not wake up, by the way. Again, I would be scared shitless looking at a xenomorph and then, oh, it's dead. Are we sure? It preserved itself. It's in a cocoon. But they did have a machine around it there in order to keep it contained, which would allow, if it decided to wake up and go nuts, it would turn the temperature to sub-zero. And from the body, though, they were able to learn that it evolved from an infant adult at an incredible speed. It also regenerated its skin tissue and survived almost any environment. Now, this kind of ties into, if you remember, the Peter Whalen, the Prometheus, of all the shit going on. Peter Whalen went out there looking for the key to eternal life. And they're always looking for it, apparently. They didn't learn from the Prometheus missions. / the Alien movie that followed it, which I actually kind of liked, but a lot of people didn't. Now, Rook drills into the body, and of course, the acid blood does spill. The alien wakes up and actually moves its arm, but he just claims it was a muscle spasm, and then reminds him about the safety protocol. Again, I'm doing my research far away. Send me samples, send me email. I'm doing it from my lab over here. It's like, fuck no. Fuck no, man. I'm a biologist at heart. And I will tell you, fuck no. Now, security team does not trust the synthetic, and the fuck would you at that point with all that he's saying on this research station, and says the alien is playing dead. Now, Hela is, of course, saying this because she has experience with terraforming planets and, of course, exterminating local wildlife who would oftentimes play dead, which, by the way, is pretty fucking cool, and that's pretty legit, actually, yeah. Once they plan to get rid of the alien, so her and a teammate do plan to get rid of the alien. In the meantime, though, synthetic Russ continues its experimentation and is able to confirm that it is a composite of humanoid, endoparasitic, extraterrestrial organism, which we kind of already knew. But he uses the DNA, and we see this in Romulus, he uses the DNA to replicate facehuggers, which, of course, are going to be used to make chest bracers, and they do that. And, of course, they're going to use some people and be like, hey, people, come over here. And then be like, chest bracer, boom, bitch, bah. Oh, you did? Oh, so sorry. So they're able to replicate the facehuggers. Well, they take they extract samples of the the accelerated growth, a.k.a. the black ooze you might remember from the Alien movie that came out with Prometheus and the Prometheus goo as well. They're able to extract that, which, of course, is kind of a retcon, but it's in the DNA, so I guess if they're experimenting with the alien, then you'll be able to find it. But they weren't ever really able to experiment with aliens too much, minus Alien Resurrection, which they probably would have found it there. But as a fan, I think we're kind of ignoring Alien Resurrection. I liked it, though. And, of course, so with this, he is able to try to make that serum that's going to be able to make humans last forever, no disease, all that shit there. And, of course, they're going to try to experiment on mice first. But scientists come in there and, of course, tell Rook that half the specimens are going to be transported to the Romulus side of the station for experimentation. But, of course, Rook tries to explain that, hey, humanity is going to be doing all this. We're going to have this. We're going to be immortal. Da-da-da-da-da. It's good for you guys. Blah, blah. And he's just reminded that he's a synth. So, of course, while dealing with all the bullshit, we're going to deal with synthetic racism. Because why the fuck not? And of course, it probably actually happened, but besides the point. Security sneaks in to kill the alien after this, but the alien, of course, wakes up because they disabled the fucking containment protocols. And the alien wakes up and kills one of the security guards. Hello is still there and finds her dead man. And the alien fucking takes off. So you have a roaming xenomorph who's probably, in the meantime of discovering your dead teammate, killed 5 people on this station. I, too, remember Alien Isolation. And just one fucked over shit pretty fucking quick. Alien Isolation, we might cover here on the channel soon. Brilliant game, play it now. Now, Rook says it's security's fault, of course, and he uses the black goo and tests it finally on rats, and because they have 75% success rate. So he's using a test on rats. Gives the security tech, though, the technology in order to track down the xenomorph, because, of course, they're going to fucking need it. And they made the tech there to track it down just in case, because they also have face huggers everywhere. And security was not happy about learning that they made parasitic aliens on board the space station. This is like Area 51 gone really fucking bad. We are then transported to a section where we have a giant group of scientists who are talking about using the aliens to cleanse colonies who aren't working. And if they use those, they can be used as weapons to cleanse and not have any tiebacks to the Weyland-Yutani Corporation. Maniacally evil bullshit, which you could see happen in this universe. And ours. The alien shows up and, of course, attacks all the fucking scientists, and he uses his tail to break open all the containment cells around them, because, of course, you're going to have this conversation while you're around all the aliens, because why the fuck not? Because human ignorance is so huge in this thing. Jesus. So he breaks open the facehuggers, and, of course, the facehuggers go nuts on a large group of scientists, which make it clear there's at least a few hundred people on this space station, so there's a lot of cannon fodder. Facehuggers go against the scientists there. Warns the security of the acid blood and says that it can probably kill them all because of the depressurization protocol. The alien, though, after this, it does attack security hella, and of course, she uses her brain, like, a giant battle ensues. She uses a pulse rifle, obliterates the fuck out of it, which we do see the remaining body there. But what happens with the acid and all the blood and everything? Well, exactly what the fuck Rook warned about is a depressurization. During this time of the battle, though, Rook is able to get 100% completion on his black goo synthesized, and that looks like fucking venom, and he's able to go ahead and put it in the rats and says, 100% success rate, and he does the sealant protocol, which depressurizes everything in general, and of course shoots all the remaining humans, which there probably wasn't that much, and in the comic you're looking at about like 20-30 people, because of course, facehuggers, one alien, 30-40 fucking aliens, probably one of them turned into a queen, which does happen, by the way, and I wish we would have seen it in Romulus. If there's no queen, a xenomorph, who's the alpha, will turn into the queen. That is a thing. And I wish we are able to see that in the movies, but we only see it in the books. Besides my fucking point, the queen needed to return. Of course, so the fluid does success, and we had a 100% rate, as we see in Romulus, but the remaining humans are sucked into the vacuum of space. During the battle, though, it should be made clear that Rook was cut in half by the xenomorph during the battle. But he did all of this while only being half the synthetic, and then started to shut down, of course, and we find him later on. And this is the end of Alien Romulus. This is what happened in the prequel. Basically, all hell let loose. Some people were smart. Some people were really, really, really fucking dumb. But if you enjoyed this episode, be sure to subscribe for more lore from all over your favorite pop culture. I've been host Dakota Morgan, coming to you from Phoenix, Arizona. And, of course, my social media is going to be in the description box down below, my X, Instagram, and Twitch. Of course, as always, too, everybody, remember to subscribe wherever you're listening to podcasts and leave a review. It helps us out fucking greatly here on the channel. Very, very much so. I love doing lore from all over the things that I love for y'all. And realistically, you notice how there's no ads? That's because there's none, and I do it for free. So I do it for you, for the love, for the people. Awesome. Thanks, everybody. Of course, remember to check out Alien Earth on Hulu. I'm going to be watching with y'all. This is not a sponsorship fucking episode. I'd appreciate it, but it is not. Officially, this is in celebration of all things alien since I love Alien. Thanks, everybody. And, of course, as always, remember, stay creative, everyone.